What's up, ballers? Jacob here with AllDriveNoDrop, talking about the TMPR TERRA TC-14 Pro. So TMPR is a small company out of Michigan, right next to Paddletek. Do they share secrets? I don't know, but maybe, because this paddle slaps, okay? This has a ton of pop and a ton of power, and at stock, this thing is 105 swing weight. This is one of the lightest low swing weight hybrids I have played with, and honestly, if you're looking for a hybrid shaped paddle that has a ton of pop and has really good power, this is a great option from a lesser known brand, and I had to check them out. I'm from Michigan, gotta represent the mitten. Only Michigan people know about that. So listen, let's get into this because this is an interesting paddle. Okay, so this paddle is 170 retail, comes down to 149 after the code AllDriveNoDrop. Really good price for a thermoform paddle that has some unique characteristics, and honestly, I like the shape for the hybrid. I don't think there's another paddle out there that has this shape in the hybrid form. So really enjoy that. Let's get into the specs and how this performs against other paddles on the market, how it plays on the court, and just give you all my thoughts on this because this is a very underrated paddle and it needs more attention. All right, the TMPR TERRA TC-14 Pro is a thermoform unibody with perimeter edge foam. Hybrid shape, T700 carbon fiber for the facing, 16.25 by 7.68 inches with that arrow curved top. Handle length of 5.25 inches, a weight range from 7.8 to 8.2. Mine came in at 7.9. A grip circumference of 4.125 or 4.25. They charge, I believe, $5 more to go to 4.25. Swing weight of 104, twist weight of 5.61. Plays better than that twist weight, and as I'll show you in my weight setup, you can get that a lot higher and play with a easily manageable swing weight. Let's jump in to my gameplay thoughts and we'll go more into depth with some comparisons. All right, how does the TMPR TERRA perform on the court? That's what we all want to know. That's why we're all here. And let's just say this is one of the poppiest paddles on the market, especially if you're going to play this stock. We'll get into the numbers after this, but this thing just has a ton of pop. It's right up there with the Paddletek Bantams, especially like the Anna Waters. And at a low swing weight, you can really, if you can get a fast counter punch or you can flick it, this thing can catch a lot of people off guard. And it's not as loud as the Bantams, but I will also show a video real quick of the sound. Let's check out how the TMPR TERRA compares to the Paddletek Bantam just in sound. It's a lot quieter, I think. Listen to that. Then you got your Bantam here. Or you got your, yeah. So it's a lot different. I mean, okay, so there you go. You heard the sound. Not exactly the same sound, but similar. So these things, besides the pop, it's honestly not that bad of a feel, especially if you have it with the weight setup I have. So it does twist a little bit. I really recommend you need to add weight to this to get the optimal performance. If you're like skeptical about adding weight, just try it. I promise you, this plays so much better with weight, especially if you do my weight setup. I think it has room to add a lot of weight because the swing weight is so low that with the weight, this thing, oh my gosh, it just plays so well. If you're looking for a hybrid paddle that is a low swing weight, has pop and power, this is it. You know, like, there, of course, you have like the Spartus Olympus, which has even more power. But if you want to have something that performs really well with weight added up and get you to that like 112, 113 swing weight, then this is a great choice. Gets great spin. Got over 2,000 RPM in my testing, have no problem, especially with your rolls and just how maneuverable this paddle. I really like this shape. I wonder why more people don't use this shape, because it just seems like this shape is a lot more maneuverable at the net. Hands paddles were a breeze for me. I mean, obviously you get all that pop, you get the weight setup that I have, and this thing in hands paddles is just a beast. And so it's not as stiff either as the Paddletek's. This is thermoform with the perimeter edge foam unibody design, so you get a lot more stability from that, and you get a lot softer. I mean, usually, you know, thermoform gets a little stiffer, but with that edge foam, and especially add weight, it actually does not feel stiff at all. Great sweet spot once you get that weight on. Without the weight, sweet spot is probably just kind of average to slightly below average, but with the weight, it brings up the twist weight past 7, and it performs like a beast. Now, the soft game, even with that pop, it is pretty easy to slow the ball down with the paddle. Without the weight setup, it's not that great at control. With the weight setup, it really transforms things, helps you get those resets and those blocks, and really helps you slow it down with your dinks and get precise control. So, you know, all around, this paddle is going to be more for people that want to really get into it at the net, into hands battles, hit really good drives and drips, but you can still play really good soft game. I mean, the pop really helps, especially when you're digging out, you're stretching out for those low dinks, you're stretching out for those low blocks and resets. That's when that pop helps a ton and can kind of be like counterintuitive, or like a high pop paddle is good at control, but in this case that helps. So let's get into the stats, how it stacks up to other paddles, and we'll talk about if I recommend this paddle for you. All right, we got the stats on the screen, and I think these are some good comps for this paddle because it is a hybrid paddle, but I think it has similar characteristics to the Annalee Waters paddle 14.3 paddle, and I think it makes sense. They're, you know, Temper, Paddletek, they're right next to each other. I think there's some sharing of tech going on, but that's just speculation. I don't know. So the power is very similar to the Annalee Waters 14.3, which is great. You're in a hybrid shape, and the main difference there is you see the twist weight is a lot different, right? A lot more stable paddle for the Annalee Waters one, which makes sense. It's in a wide body shape. And then you do get slightly more pop with the Annalee Waters, and that could be a good thing or a bad thing. You know, some people want a lot of pop, but maybe that's too much pop on the Annalee Waters. And then I threw in the Olympus here because I think this is a newcomer to the market that a lot of people will be looking at. And the Olympus is hitting harder. It has a higher swing weight, and it has a higher twist weight than the Temper TERRA, and it has less pop. So that's just some characteristics there. If you're looking for something that has more power, stock, and has less pop, then the Olympus would be a choice. But the Temper TERRA kind of fits in between these two with the pop power combo, and then a lot of room to customize with your tungsten tape setup. And if you're looking for a tungsten tape, I will put that in the description. I recommend the Bodhi tungsten tape. Works very well, especially if you're taking it on and off. The stickiness lasts a long time. That's how it breaks down compared to these competitors. Fits a good spot in here for a lightweight hybrid that has a lot of room for customization, and if you're looking for that power hybrid paddle. Okay, so I talked about my weight setup and the gameplay thoughts, the comparison. Yes, this is 9 grams from the bottom corner to the top corner. So if you're not comfortable weighting up your paddle, I understand, but don't be afraid because it's really not that hard. And to unlock this paddle, I really think you should add weight to it. If you want to play it stock, you can. Don't worry about it. Go ahead and play it stock. It's going to have some of the most pop on the market. And I'm not even kidding. This thing has a ton of pop. But I think when you add the weight, you get more stability, you get a lot more power, and this paddle, still, at the 113 swing weight, you're still so maneuverable. This is one of the most maneuverable high pop power paddles out there. I would say the main competition, honestly, would probably be, you got the Spartus Olympus, the Paddletek Bantam, Annalee Waters, and it's just, they offer a little bit different each way. And this weighted up is actually matching the Olympus. So just kind of depends what you want to do. Isn't going to get as much power as the Olympus, has more pop than the Olympus, and is going to be more maneuverable. Even when it's weighted up, you know, it just depends what you're looking for. So for someone that is looking for a high pop paddle, when it has a ton of room for customization, has a great unique shape, has just great quality build here, and they're looking for a 14 milli, this is going to be a great option. $149, honestly, that's just kind of the price point for the higher quality paddles. I know there are some lower. Anytime you get these higher pop, higher power paddles, it seems like the price creeps up a little bit. And then for $149, when most of the power paddles are really getting to 200 and above, this is a great value in that category. I keep playing with this over and over, even though I've been done with, you know, with all my gameplay testing for the review. I still pull this out because it's really fun to play with. And when I have over 100 paddles and I bring a paddle back out when I don't need to, that means it's pretty good. Anyway, check it out. This one's kind of a harder one to get your hands a hold of if you were looking to test it out, just because they are a smaller company and I haven't seen too many people with temper paddles. I have seen some because they do have a presence in Michigan, obviously. So I've probably seen more temper paddles than you have if you're not in Michigan. Go check them out. Really cool, and can't wait to see what else they're cooking up in the paddle lab. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Really appreciate the support. Helps the channel grow. You don't want to miss another video. And as always, go play some pickleball.